Every single year, we hear about games being leaked. We hear about devices being leaked. We hear about all these different things. And this year will probably be no different, as shown by the most recent and most largest leak. Mario Kart 9 has been theorized for a very long time now, ever since 8 came out, strangely enough. We anticipated to receive this game much earlier than what is now being stated, but Mario Kart 8 is selling so well, and that's without DLC, that Nintendo just doesn't seem like they need to work on new Mario Kart, but this leaker says that they are, and that it has a huge twist. Now, it having a quote-unquote huge twist isn't really a surprise. If they're going to sell this for the Switch as well, then you're going to want to change up the gameplay somewhat, even if most people will be fine with just a bunch of new maps, new characters, etc. Now, this huge twist really could be anything. You know, maybe it'll just have a story mode, that could be the huge twist, or maybe it'll go back to the Double Dash-like gameplay, maybe that's it. Maybe Mario will crash and die horribly, maybe that's it, maybe that's the real twist. But seeing everybody talk about this kind of made me remember what I want to see in the next Mario Kart, if it is 9 or 10, because Nintendo kind of includes Tour, even though it's a mobile game and sucks. So, yeah, let's talk about that. Now, one of, if not the biggest and most important wish of mine is to see stuff from other Mario games. Now, so far the core cast of Mario Kart has been exclusively from the proper mainline games. And also Donkey Kong, I guess. I don't know, that's weird. Funky Kong's a cool character though. Also Rob? I'm getting off track here. So, what we need to see, also Waluigi. Okay, there's a couple of outliers here, but still, what I want to see is characters from Mario and Luigi, of course, gotta mention in every video or else they'll get shot, Paper Mario, and Luigi's Mansion. It shocks me that we haven't gotten any Luigi's Mansion representation, and don't you dare count King Boo as that, okay? King Boo in this Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Mario Kart 8 doesn't count. They are just a Boo who is a little bit large, like your mum, and has a crown on. That's not King Boo. Right. King Boo has proper sunken eyes like any true gamer, and has a purple tongue because they drink lots of red and blue slushy, like a true gamer. Not, once again, a large Boo, unless you're playing New Super Mario Bros. 64 DS Plus Enhanced Edition. But even if we were to include that, that's only one character from Luigi's Mansion. Where's Egad? He has been, like... Okay, I can't really say the face Luigi's Mansion, because that's, well, Luigi, but, you know, he's been there. You know, Egad, you always get to talk to him. You can't go more than an hour, except for maybe in Luigi's Mansion 3, without Egad showing up going, ah, yes, lemon bar, blah, blah, blah. Not only that, but this wouldn't be the first time he's been seen in other franchises. You know, he showed up for the first 2 Mario and Luigi games, not the 3rd one, because... Not the 4th one, or the 5th one. But he still did appear in the first 2, so why not have him appear in Luigi's Mansion? And by that I mean the racetrack, which I've now thought about and went, yeah, that's also, I guess, representation, but like, I don't know, it's a bit off. Other characters from Luigi's Mansion that could be considered could be some of the generic ghosts. You know, there's a good amount of those lying about, just grab 1 or 2 of them. Helen Gravely, one of the big main villains from the 3rd game, sure, put them in. Polterpup, now I hate this little darn dog, they're extremely irritating in Dark Moon. Which is why they'd be perfect for Mario Kart, you know, then I could get even more angry about stupid Dogman. That's really everyone that could be considered when it comes to Luigi's Mansion representation in the sense of characters. Now, of course, maps we will be talking about later, probably, if I can remember. Next, Paper Mario. Now, there's so many fun things we can do with Paper Mario. We can have recreations of the Karts but in cardboard. Cartboard, hee-ho. Of course, locations that could be turned into racetracks, but once again, we'll get there. Just wait. And characters. Now, personally, what I would want to see from the character selection, which won't happen, would include characters from all of the Paper Mario titles. Like, 1 or 2 at most. Like, I'm one of those disgusting classic fans who like the first 3 games because they're actually fun and have a good battle system, so it would kind of be annoying just to see characters from the most recent one or the most recent ones. So what characters from each title would I like to see? Well, the first game, there isn't all too many, except for, of course, the partners or some of the bosses, but this will likely be kept small, and once again, likely won't happen at all, both the Paper Mario and the older Paper Mario content. But there is one, Kami Koopa, also Twink, and maybe the Star Spirits, but shh. If the Star Spirits could be costumes of each other, which is another thing we'll get into later, then yeah, I could see that happening, definitely. But yeah, Kami Koopa. They were great. They were in the first 2 games. Disappeared in the 3rd one. It was horrendous. We were all crying and heartbroken. I don't fully get why they replaced her. I mean, why not just have a Kamek character? Like, they just have Kamek now, who is a Magic Koopa, but the most important one, but still just doesn't make too much sense. But yeah, put them in. Thousand Year Door. Now, Thousand Year Door, you can put in the Shadow Queen somehow. Maybe just the costume for Peach of that person, but once again, we'll get there. Of course, Rotus, who is one of the big villains of the game. You can put them in there. Dupless, the Shadow Sirens, Merlin, you know, whatever. These could all be very fun inclusions. Super Paper Mario. Now, due to this game's art style, it's going to be even harder to put in. Paper Mario characters already would be kind of difficult, but still. Now, this one out of the original 3 has so many good candidates for playable characters in Mario Kart. Count Black, Dimentio, O'Chunks, Mimi. Mr. L is a costume for Luigi, but I really need to stop mentioning costumes, because we'll get to that. Maybe even Tippy, you know, characters that don't have arms. It'll be easy enough to put down in Mario Kart, you know? You know what? Maybe even put Francis in. Yeah, you know Francis. What a character. Now, of course, that leaves us with the rest of the games. Now, Sticker Star, as you know, no characters. Like, the only one for consideration here is Kirsty, or generic Paper Toad, which, let's be honest, if they're just going to go for the Origami King characters, then generic Paper Toad number 43 is going to be included. For Color Splash, you got Funny Bucket Man Huey. You don't exactly have anyone else, but... Well, I mean, except for maybe Black Paint Bowser as a costume, but stop. The Origami King has Olivia, it has King Ollie, maybe some of the partners, because there's less in that game, like Bobby and the Toad and that other Toad. Yeah, I've kind of forgotten, because partners in that game suck, because they're not really partners. Right, next, on to the fun one. Mario and... No, we're going to talk about Mario RPG characters. Now, due to the fun company way over there called Square Enix, this one definitely won't happen. Once again, we probably won't ever get RPG characters in Mario Kart, or at least it'll be quite a while before we do, so yeah. The chances of seeing anyone like Geno or Mallow or anyone like that in Mario Kart are unlikely, but I feel a little bit more likely than their inclusion in Smash. Even though Smash being bigger means that Square would be more wanting to do it to promote themselves. I don't know, it's weird, but yes, now let's go on to Mario and Luigi. The first game introduced us to Fawful, Cacletta, Queen Bean, Peasley, and Popple. Just so many really good characters. And that's just from the first game. Second game, Partners in Time, you've already got the babies in the game, so you can't really add them. But you can add a normal Shroob, or of course Queen Shroob, or Princess Shroob would probably make more sense as to not spoil the game. That one Toad that's slowly dying, you know, there's so many characters you can choose from. Also, that one Koopa that takes photos. I've forgotten their name. They reappear in Dream Team. Bowser's Inside Story. I love this game, but I mean, you've got Midbus, and I don't think you really have anyone else. Of course, you have Dark Bowser, but right, get this. It's a costume, and get this. We'll talk about that later. Maybe a fun one could be the Dark Star, and of course, Starlo. Once again, a character that doesn't have arms, but with how much they appear in the Mario and Luigi series, and by that I mean every single game after this one, and before this one with the Superstar Saga remake. I could definitely see it happening. Now, Dream Team has the Pillows, is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. You know, Prince Dreambert, you've got Antasma, Dr. Snooze, I guess. Oh, Rock Monsieur from Bowser's Inside Story. How can I forget them? They're great. And their dog. But yeah, as I said, Prince Dreambert, Antasma, put them in, I guess. There's not really that many others I can think of. Oh, the trio from Bowser's Inside Story as well. God, there's a lot more in Bowser's Inside Story now that they really think about it. Ones that then got reused in Dream Team and were never seen again. Now Paper Jam has absolutely nothing new. I despise how unoriginal this game is. It is disgusting. Not a single new character. They don't even have any characters from Mario and Luigi, bar Starlo. That's right. None of the guys from Bowser's Inside Story, which they did just reuse for Dream Team. It makes no sense. Now, one last one that we can talk about is one of the remakes, the one in 2019. I won't say its name because it makes me viscerally ill. Fawful gets 3 minions in that game to help him, so you can put those in, maybe. I don't care. Any representation of that garbage is horrible. So yeah, that's only a couple characters that they could include. and by a couple I mean 30. And that's just from some of the side series. That's not including ones from the main series that haven't really gotten, a place yet, or have returned. PD Piranha appeared in Double Dash, hasn't come back since. Rob hasn't come back since. Queen Bee from Mario Kart 7, I don't like them. I really don't. The development time to make her could have went into making Waluigi, which was better. Wiggler, yeah, makes sense. Lucky 2, I don't know if they were in 8 Deluxe or not. I don't remember half that game's roster, but still. Funky Kong, it's horrifying that he's not been re-included, but yeah, there you go. That's characters out of the way. Now, onto items. Items in Mario Kart are pretty good. I can only think of, maybe 1 or 2 ideas that are also references. A Blorb Shrimp become a giant sphere in Crush Competition, because why not? It would essentially work as a bullet bill, but you actually have to control it. So, yeah, there's an idea. Racetracks is a very, very interesting one, as there's many things you can consider for racetracks, so let's just get into that. Luigi's Mansion. In the second Luigi's Mansion game, the final mansion has a combination of every single theme you've seen so far. So, cold place, night place, desert place, overgrown place, the usual. So maybe a racetrack in this mansion, as well as normal Luigi's Mansion, as well as maybe some way to reference a third game, can't think of one, could be good. Maybe using the portals from that game to get to each of the new areas, or, really just anything. Paper Mario, of course, you could have its whole cup dedicated to it, which would be filled with 3 different Toad Towns. If you include the Stardust Super as having its own Toad Town, which it kinda doesn't because you don't actually get to explore it or see it whatsoever. And include Deagleburg as Toad Town, which pretty much is. Now, of course, locations that could be considered for Paper Mario Cup. Toad Town from 64, it's a really iconic place, it's got really good music. Even looking at the way that the town is laid out, you probably could make a good enough racetrack there. Sticking in a good amount of references to the first game, of course. Like having the whale down at the pier, or having a Shy Guy walking in and out of one of the houses where Shy Guy's toy box is. Maybe even having a boo or two appear nearby the entrance to the funny, scary forest. Speaking of Shy Guy's toy box, that could also be an interesting enough one, maybe. We've already got Baby Park, so this could go along the same lines as that. From Thousand Year Door, one to consider that everyone is immediately thinking of is Rogue Port Underground. Yeah, instead of above ground Rogue Port, which, while it would be a very interesting place, what could be more interesting is underground, where you drive past the Thousand Year Door itself. Maybe even have it be a 3-part race, like Mount Wario, where you go from the top and then go down into this underground area and then end driving through behind the Thousand Year Door. Due to Super Paper Mario's 2D to 3D, nature, it might be a wee bit more difficult to find a good area to base a track on. Of course, we have the main town itself, Flipside, and Flopside, but I feel like if this gets too crowded by towns, it wouldn't be that interesting a cup, or even that interesting just a whole Mario Kart. So instead, let's look at some other areas that could be considered. The Void, where the last chapter of the game takes place, inside a Count Bleck's castle. This would be a very different looking track compared to the rest of them, which would be very unique. Another place that could be considered is Fort Francis, because, everybody loves Francis, best character in the game, am I right? The Woe Zone as a one where Nintendo just takes what looks like the Woe Zone and puts it in. It doesn't actually reference any of the level, it just has the same kind of visual style as it. Next we have Sticker Star. Now, Sticker Star, I don't know, man. I don't care. If this was to just be one cup of all Paper Mario courses, I feel like out of all of them, this one would be cut out, because it's kind of lame. Like, the only place I can really think Nintendo would choose would be the first Worlds area, where you drive by the generic Goomba Fortress and the windmill. Is that everything? Yeah. Huh. Yeah, there's nothing. Color Splash has Port Prisma and probably other things. One big issue with the Paper Marios, which are all segmented into different worlds, which does include Super, is that it's a lot harder to visualize what a map would look like in Mario Kart. Maybe Color Splash could have that one area where you've got the giant skull and you can flip between dimensions, a different kind of dimension, not 2D, 3D, a this universe, that universe kind of deal. And now Origami King. Origami King would be more likely to be considered if there was only 4 slots and they were going to give the first 3 to the first 3 games. Because, it's the newest one. Now, what places could be considered for this? You've got that place in the sky where that one chapter takes place. What is it, 5? They're basically chapters, it's streamers, but who cares. Sniffet City, or more likely maybe the desert where you go into Sniffet City for a little bit. You got Toad Town from it, but we already have a Toad Town, so, you know, it's not exactly a great idea to have two of the same name tracks of the same location, just looking different. King Ollie's Castle, the final location of the game, could be a very interesting spot. You know, there's never enough castle locations, and everyone that we do have in the game is just Bowser. Or Fort Francis, you know, you never know, that might be what they go for super. So it could be good to have more variety when it comes to castles, so, hey, King Ollie's, sitting right there. That takes us to Mario and Luigi. Now, this franchise has 5 games, so sadly, one of the games won't be getting a map. I wonder which one it is. Oh no, it's Paper Jam. Shocking nobody. Paper Jam, because it's so generic, any map already in the game kind of represents it. So, yeah. Superstar Saga, Bean Kingdom, or Castle Town, or whatever it's properly called. That area, yeah, makes sense. Makes for a good location. If you don't want that, maybe you can have one of those continuous ones, like Mount Wario, where it's one big course and you can reference the whole game. Starting off in funny Star Place Fields, I've forgotten most of the names of this place, going to Hoo Hoo Mountain, going just everywhere in the map, really. Okay, maybe not everywhere, you might not be able to go to the islands, but still. Let's be honest, who would really want to drive around Joke's End? Nobody. Partners in Time has Peach's Castle, which we surprisingly haven't seen a Peach's Castle course in Mario Kart yet, which doesn't make much sense to me, especially Mario 64. Like, imagine a race where you drive through Peach's Castle, but you hop through paintings, then hop out of paintings, you know? Briefly going into Bob-omb Battlefield, or into Lava Lands. I've forgotten the name of that one. If Nintendo doesn't want their first proper Peach's Castle map to be referencing Mario and Luigi, which, first of all, ouch, then they could have the Shroob Castle, which is just a reskin of Peach's Castle. Hey, we'll chuck that into costumes too, let's put reskins of maps. That's a joke, that is a horrendous idea. Bowser's Inside Story. Now, one of the most obvious choices that, if you think about it for more than 3 seconds, wouldn't be chosen would be inside of Bowser himself. You know, driving around the trash pit, whatever else. See, I personally would love this, but no. Just no. Just no. So where could be chosen? You could go Toad Town from that game, you know? Just keep on chucking in Toad Towns, because why the hell not? Why not have a Toad Town Cup? Could be fantastic. I'm getting sick of saying Toad Town now, because it sounds weird. We could recycle the idea from earlier, where it's a big interconnected course, like Mountain Wario, yada yada yada, go around the whole map, whatever else. Dream Team. Now, one thing that could be considered for Dream Team is a course where half of it takes place in a dream, or maybe the whole thing takes place in a dream. Maybe the dream can just be one big collection of all the parts smushed together. Now, I don't mean this like the previous example and the example before the previous example before that one, where it's one really big course that has to be split up like Mountain Wario so that the 3 labs covers the whole thing once. I mean it in the sense that each area gets condensed down into a small bit, so that when you travel through all these dreamy versions of the areas, they only take up 1 lap, instead of it being, once again, big one, 3 laps. And now for the final discussion part of just this one thing that I want to see. Yes, that's right, just this one thing kinda bleeds into the next thing I want to see, so might as well talk about it here. I want to see a proper story mode. Okay, like, I'm looking over the fence, you know, looking over at Crash Team Racing, seeing their story mode, seeing how you drive around an actual map to select it, seeing the proper rewards and costumes and references and whatever else, and I want that. So, a suggestion for the story is that you combine levels together. Instead of having just one Toad Town being the representative of every Toad Town, you could have it be a smushed together version of the Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi and other Paper Mario one. Or maybe combining 2 entirely different areas that don't really fit together, like Count Bleck's Castle and Shy Guy's Toy Box, for example. And maybe not just limited to mixing together Paper Mario and Mario Luigi locations, maybe mix it together with locations we already know and love from Mario Kart. Waluigi Pinball mixed with Rogueport, or Mount Wario mixed with Bean Castle Town. The possibilities are not infinite, but they're pretty large. You'll make custom maps, give us the option to play the old ones, play the separated ones, but include ones where it's all smushed together. And the story could be, oh, the universes are collapsing on one another. Who cares? Let's race. Speaking of courses, what maps do I want to see return from previous Mario Karts? Right, you know what irks me? We haven't seen Waluigi and Waluigi Pinball in the same game since DS. In 7, Waluigi was gone. In 8, Waluigi Pinball was gone. In Tour, they're both there, but Tour doesn't count, and I'm tired of pretending that it does. So yeah, bring back Waluigi Pinball. It's just that simple. Bring back Coconut Mall as well, bring back the Daisy cruise ship, bring back the old battle mode. That's my third wish. It's just the old battle mode looks really fun, and playing that online looks fun. So Nintendo, please actually put that in. This new one sucks and smells funny, so yeah, but still include the option for the new one for you freaks who like it. New maps wise, we already just discussed all the ones from Mario and Luigi and Paper Mario and whatever else, so slice in some completely original ones as well, like Electro Dome and whatever else, where you just make an idea, make a course, there you go drive on. And finally, now we get to talk about costumes. Now, costumes is an idea that's been seen in Mario Kart Tour already, where it's the character but they're wearing a silly costume. Now, what I'd mostly want to see from costumes is references to other titles. So what costumes could we see? This would depending on the character, of course. One fun one could be a polygonal one where it references how they looked in Mario 64, if they were in that game. Maybe one where they have their melee models, because, that first Mario Double Dash trailer. Great name, Mario Double Dash, not Mario Kart, Mario Double Dash. They just plonked some melee models into cars and, showed that off at Space World, was it? Still at the time? Maybe. So a callback to that could be fun. Of course, Luigi with Mr. L from Super Paper Mario. Even if we can't get Mario and Luigi characters and all that into the game, if costumes are in the game, then I really would like to have references to the franchises. Paint-covered Bowser could be applied to normal one, or Paper Bowser. If Paper Bowser gets in the game, then it'd be better for them. Also, if the paper characters get into the game, give them the option to look like how they look now, the modern version, how they looked in 64, which was just how they looked in Thousand Year Door, but blurry. Maybe include an origami costume or two for some of them, because, could be fun. Mario with the outfit he wears if you 100% sunshine, which if you do so, I'm so sorry. Costumes could also include simple palette swaps, where you give them the colors of original versions of them, like give Mario the puke green color seen in the original Super Mario Bros. Give Daisy the puke green and puke lighter green colors seen in the Game Boy Super Mario Land. Wario, give him his WarioWare appearance. Waluigi with his own custom costume that looks like WarioWare, even though he's never been in it for some reason. Also Waluigi in his tennis outfit, because, tennis. The golf outfits from Mario Golf. I don't know the name of the new one, I don't care. Just picture the most generic Mario Golf name you can think of, and that's probably it. Maybe even change some of the things that were considered characters once to just be costumes in the game, like, Gold Mario or Silver Mario, or Metal Mario. Pink Gold Peach is an abomination. Tanuki Mario, Cat Peach, include those as costumes. Maybe even include designs only seen in concept art, just anything really. I just want to see funny costumes that can be unlocked by playing the story mode or playing in races. So, Nintendo, do that. And don't include microtransactions like Nitro Kart did. That's the one really bad part of that game. Nitro Fueled, not Nitro Kart. Crash also suffers from really bad naming schemes. Lastly, include a Double Dash mode. Why not? It'll be a lot stripped down. Instead of having custom kart combinations for big and small characters and whatever else, just have one kart that if a character's big, they have to use. If both characters are small, they have to use, if one character is small but one is medium, then use a medium kart, that kind of stuff. But still put the effort into funny namings. So yeah, there you go. That's what I want to see in the next Mario Kart. Pretty simple, right? I just want to see a bunch of characters from a bunch of different games, mostly including RPGs. A bunch of locations from mostly RPGs. A bunch more stuff. Yeah, Nintendo's definitely going to be doing that. To be honest, this leak is probably false. There's other leakers who are saying that it's very likely Nintendo are currently working on the next Mario Kart, but it won't be releasing for the Switch, it'll be releasing for the next system, which makes more sense to me. Also, the quote-unquote leaker who said this said that we'd be getting the Switch Pro back in 2019, and then 2020, and then 2021, and I bet you a couple months down the line in 2022, unless it actually comes out in 2022. So, we might not even be able to see if I'm right, which I always am, until a couple years down the line. But yeah, there you go. That's what I want to see in the next Mario Kart. Will I get all of it? No. Will I get most of it? No. Will I get any of it? No. Maybe. I might be able to get costumes, but at the same time, with the fact that there's been no references to any of the RPGs in Tour, despite how many costumes get pumped out of that game, I don't buy it. Like, they didn't even reference Mr. L in Smash Bros, for God's sake. Smash Bros! Why not? That would have been cool. They didn't even reference Dark Bowser in Smash either. That would have been cool. Dry Bowser, that one makes a lot more sense to be referenced. Not in. So, yeah. What would you like to see in the next Mario Kart? Does it fall in line with the same stuff I'm saying, or is there some complete other thing I've completely forgotten about? Do you want to see it become a Super Smash Kart, where it's a bunch of different characters? I don't. I want to say Mario Kart, please, and thank you, because they still have thousands of characters to grasp from. And by thousands, I mean like 40 at max. If you've seen a couple of my videos and enjoyed them, please consider subscribing. If you want to come back to this video, like it, comment the thing I just asked, or something else saying that I smell funny. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. I don't know why I keep doing this bit at the end where I say bye-bye over and over again, then freeze for a couple seconds and say bye one last time. It's getting a bit old at this point. Bye-bye.